The Godfather movie is being filmed in Romania, but not with Vito Corleone and his fellow crew members. Today we will see the life of a gypsy mob boss, probably the most legendary mobster from Romania. Follow me into the video to see how he spent over 12 years in prison and how he cut an officer's hand with a sword, how he avoided prison, and how he became a mob boss. Thane Spătar was a gypsy mobster. He was born in Bucharest in a working-class family. His family was simple and had nothing to do with the dirty business. At 13, Thane started to train as a boxer at many clubs from his hometown Bucharest. In that area in Romania, boxing turned a lot of athletes into gangsters because they were good at fighting. Unfortunately, our guy stopped boxing in 1977 because he was stabbed in a fight, causing him injuries that complicated his boxing career. After quitting sports, Thane started working, having different jobs. He even worked with his mother. But after those working class years, he ended up doing over 12 years in prison in total. Thane Spătar started to get arrested around 1977. His first felony was pickpocketing. He was locked up 1 month for that. Later on, he was keep getting arrested of that same pickpocketing stuff. A couple of his friends snitched on him and he ended up doing 1 year and 6 months in prison. He didn't like prison, but prison liked him. After finishing the current sentence, Thane was not feeling well being free, so he came back in prison for a theft charge. So our main protagonist kept getting in and out. In 1983, prison time started to get heavy. In 83, he was sentenced to 4 years for deception. Police busted him, so he tried to run but got shot in the leg by the cops. 80s were full of arrests, but in 1987, something that could change his life forever happened. Being a known thief, Thane was easy to be charged. So a friend of his along with a cop decided to do a burglary without being caught. They called Thane in order to help them with some business, but when they arrived at the scene, they made him to wait in the car while they were doing the action. Later on, the cops found out about this and they arrested all 3 of them. Thane was sentenced to 14 years in prison. Doing time in the communist era of Romania, Thane was struggling in prison, but fortunately, the revolution came by in '89 and he evaded those 14 years. He ended up doing only 2 years because in the 90s all prisoners were acquitted because of a decree from the Romanian government. After that, Thane bumped into more problems, life in prison problems. The sword incident. After doing time in prison, Thane decided to move away from the problems in Romania and moved away in Germany. He made some money there, but later he came back in Romania. Thane was giving signs of rehabilitation. He opened up a cafe and a taxi company. Thane is living a good life, making money, going to clubs, but going to clubs, it's what caused one of the biggest turns of his life. One night, everything was okay and Thane decided to go out in a nightclub. He arrives there and entered the club where some of his rivals spotted him. They pepper sprayed him and they started to provoke him. Thane tried to avoid the confrontation and get back to his car, but the dudes kept searching for problems. Thane got angry and pulled out a katana sword, but little he knew that a policeman stands next to them. The cop saw the threat and pulled out his gun, shooting Thane 6 times. Without knowing he is a cop, Thane cut the cop's hand with the sword, amputating him. He later got arrested. The trial lasted 5 years and Thane was let out of arrest because the injuries caused by the shots made him sick. Those 5 years, Thane made new connections and became more powerful as a mobster in the city of Bucharest. Years in prison behaved Thane, and when he got out, he used his connections to open up a metal music club with a partner of his. But he remains a controversial businessman. After all those years in prison, Thane was rehabilitated in 2014. His record became clean. All he wanted was to be known as a businessman, not a mobster. But unfortunately, our crime boss had big health issues. He had lung problems after the surgery he got when he got shot by that policeman. He even traveled around the world for better healthcare. Thane Spătar passed away in April 2016 in Israel after a stroke. He was buried in Romania and he had one of the biggest funerals with thousands of people coming. Mobsters from all over Romania came to his funeral and even metal singers that started singing in his memory. 2,000 people attended at that funeral. Some people called it the most dangerous funeral in Bucharest. Well guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell. I hope y'all enjoyed this video and I will wait y'all in the next video. See you later.